可以容许一个问题啊，Professor Glasser， yeah.
Could I just ask one question? I found your presentation very, very interesting and very informative, and it relates. And I'm sorry that you're not going to be here for what I'm going to talk about in terms of social learning. But the question I have is, why pursue a strategy which sort of is going to focus on evaluating what's happening on the individual campuses with respect to their greenness, as opposed to develop social learning strategies to help them be able to be much greener first? Does that make sense? So the question is, and I think you're doing all kinds of things to facilitate and help them to be much more successful. But I sometimes wonder if one of the problems that we've done in the States that's been problematic is that we focused on all kinds of evaluation tools and strategies and all kinds of different competing ones, and we have not done very well at all the job of helping the different campuses to really create meaningful change. And we're talking about a scale of change that involves sort of reimagining, the Enlightenment notion of progress, because we've made an assumption from the Enlightenment that social progress and economic progress and technological progress all go together. They're tied together and bound. And what we've learned in the last 30, 40, 50 years is they don't go together. And oftentimes they're trade-offs. So I hope I'm making some sense and not asking you too crazy a question. I know it's a really big question, but maybe you could speak to, because the reason why I'm asking is in the beginning of your lecture, you spoke very beautifully about all the problems that Korea is facing. With 97% of your energy imported, problems with changes in growth, problems with your students. How do you match the scale and character of those problems that you've talked about with what you're suggesting we need to be doing in the institutions?
Well, there are several concepts of this green campus movement, or green university, or eco campus, or sustainable university. Maybe they are most of the same. Okay. What is important is to change people's conception, people's thinking of the relation between human and nature, okay? And the importance of sustainability. But as we all know that it is very difficult to change people's mind, okay, after it is set up. I think also the university students are grown-ups, so it is very difficult to change their mind, okay, their ideas. But in that sense, the Korea is lucky. Because the government pushing this low carbon green growth policy throughout the whole nation, and they are putting much money on this issue. So actually, next year, the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology will put some the government budget for this effort. It will be distributed through the foundation, but not directly to our association, but many of those resources will be used up by each university and the association. So the education, I think education is very important.
Okay, now I will explain some of the important things of your discussion. 我想简单的跟各位说明一下，刚才 Harry Glasser 教授有问到一个问题，其中昨天到今天我们都一直在讨论的问题嘛因为我们刚刚在看到了很多说，我们希望说到时候能够达成什么目标，每个学校能够怎么做到那 Harry Glasser 教授刚刚特别提到 social learning 那个是他今天下午他会报告的一个主题，就关于社会学习。那其实也跟 Ian Thomas 教授昨天讲的这个绿色课程里面怎么去推动很有关系的，是说，在一个大学里面我们是不是应该把一些重点放在如何去推动这些，如何让他们达到这些事 事情，就是 how 怎么做到。那中间有一些过程，而他比较不是那么赞成因为我想这是因为文化差异的关系，他觉得说我们定一个指标或定一个排名等等的，让大家这个进去被排名被排序，中间的那个，我想其实是教育整个大学的这个过程他觉得那是非常重要，不只是课程而已，课程是教育学生的，还有老师跟职员也要被教育等这个问题。那刚才申教授这边有提到说那这个韩国的绿色新政就是李明博总统他提的这个绿色新政里面，他们是尽全国的力量去推这个东西，所以他觉得接下来在教育这方面呢，会投注大量的经费在做这个事情。其实台湾类似只是我们那个绿色新政在台湾叫节能减碳那个我们其实也在做很多这样的事情，就是亚洲国家的方式这个大概那我们大概刚才他们大概讨论这个样子。我们今天下午还会有机会听到这个 Harry Grace 教授去讲 social learning 的这个专门的一节课各位可以到时候再请教他这方面的问题。Okay, I mentioned that the Professor Harry Grace will have a presentation of social